Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Fylth. I'm here every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. And you can also check out me hanging out with Dave Scott during the week, Monday to Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific. And on Wednesday, we have handsome Grantavius Flavius Maximus Legio 13. Oh, excuse me. He's on Wednesdays, right before Dave's show, with Lee Strauss on the Max Report. And also, well, look, it's Sir Bothwell. Hello, Sir Bothwell. I salute you. And then on Fridays, we have Lee Strauss. Again, two shows a week, the guy. Unbelievable. He does the Element 115 show, or 115. And on Saturdays, Mr. Rob G. Capital M, Mr. Rob G. And myself, of course, on Saturdays. And so, yes, we've got plenty of stuff for everybody. Alrighty, let me just I have my headphones turned on so I can listen to some music today. Because set that over there. Sorry, I had to move the microphone out of the way. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. Today's drawing I'm going to be doing is we're going to find out if the goblin was somehow able to keep his high score or if Mothman crushed it on him. And I can tell you right now, it's probably not looking very good. Oh, yes. Ow, bonk. And I'd like to say hi to everybody as well. Kitty Caddywhack, Holly Roserman, Sir Bothwell, Maybe Susie, Undead Jed, Jennifer, Mel WD40. Let me scroll up here. Magneticus Attracticus. Hello. Did I miss anybody else? Maybe Susie. Hello, Maybe Susie. And Psychophia. Hello. Ooh, thanks, Maybe Susie, for the $2. I'm gonna go buy some snacks for the cats later. And I think that's everybody. Oh, apparently I'm in there finding out Mothman defeated the Goblin's high score in the Ghost Hunter arcade machine. Well, let's get this under or get this going here. 1 second. I'll have to show a little preface of everything. So here we are. This was a drawing from previous a couple days ago. Mothman playing Ghost Hunter. He's going to try to beat the high score, which is 40,242. And Frank might be able to do it. And here's I drew this as well, just so everyone knows what the Ghost Hunter machine looks like. If I ever had an arcade machine at my house, I'm the type of guy that would, make my friends pay $0.25 to use it. So there we are. Put that back there in the art slot so it doesn't fall over and get all mangled. Yes, alrighty, here we go. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So today was a nice Saturday. My cousin took me out for some dim sum today, so I'm all full of shumai and curry squid, and I had the shrimp cakes as well. The only thing we didn't get were the pork dumplings they got there. They're always really tasty. So, alrighty. I'll try to keep watch here because Fox is busy today. She couldn't make it. So I can't tell you what she's doing. It's a secret. It may or may not involve collecting zombie bunnies from the forest nearby, but I'm not supposed to tell anybody about that. So just pretend you didn't hear that. So I'm going to try to make sure that I keep a watch here. Also, there's also other arcades at the Space Bar because this is usually where all the cryptids hang out, is at the Space Bar. So there's also Area 51, which is kind of a shooter game. And there's also the Polybius, which everybody plays that game. Usually has terrible dreams the night after playing it. So 1 second here. I'm just going to switch something over here. I didn't realize how loud this thing was on my headset. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. Bear with me here for a moment, folks. Struggling. There we go. I found this really cool playlist. It's apparently some kind of spy music of some sort. I really like it. It's got tinkling pianos and everything like that. But anyways, there's also a pool table at the Space Bar. Most of the cryptids hang out there. It's run by a television set that believes he's a Soviet satellite. His name's 32 Squared. But I can 100% guarantee you he is not a Soviet satellite. He just thinks he is, despite on the back of his box it says manufactured in Chicago. So, but you know what? Everybody lets it slide. He's a good enough guy, anyways. Except for when he doesn't let the Space Sprogs bring their snacks into the bar, which I'm not really a big fan of that. But there's not much I can do about it. That's his rules. He runs the joint, so. Alrighty. There we go. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. I'm gonna go for some chicken wings after this, as per my usual Saturday ritual. And then, fortunately, no dice rolling this weekend. I did get some of the dice I was waiting for in the mail today, along with my pants. It's always nice. You know, they're just some six-sided dice, and the number 6 has been replaced with a skull. Thought it was kind of cool. I really like them. I should have grabbed them and brought them upstairs, but it's too late now. And I could bug the missus to bring them up for me, but she's busy reading her smut. Alrighty, so I'm gonna continue on regardless. But next weekend we got some dice rolling gonna happen. We're almost done our current campaign. Hey Fylth, do you have an idea before you start drawing, or is it spontaneous? Well, Polly, most of the time I have a stack of drawings that I pencil out beforehand. So I usually just pick something. Sometimes though usually when I draw with Dave, sometimes a guest will come on, and right before the show, if I'm in the green room talking with them, they'll mention something, and then I've switched stuff around and did something. Hello, Candice L. Helfrich. And yeah, so yeah, I usually get a big stack of drawings, or I have a pile of ideas. Or if I'm like when I did the Nightcrawler's evening drawings, I just kind of did a little story with them and drew a whole bunch of them. I guess I can show that one later. I have one more left to draw for that. I'll show that afterwards. I showed everyone on the show with Dave the other day, but some people might not have been there. And it's also really nice. But I do generally have an idea of what I plan on doing with the cartoons before I set them out. I don't just usually go in blank. Some people, I had a guest on the show one time ask if I like remote view or not remote view or channel the drawings. That's the word I was looking for. She asked if I channel the drawings or anything beforehand, and I don't have any superpowers, so I don't channel anything. Hey Fylth, why are my nails painted? They're actually not painted. I just don't shower very often. Actually, no, they're painted with what we got here. Flash dry. Dries in 60 seconds. Good stuff. I just figured since I was going to draw the show, might as well paint my nails and go with the persona of Dirty Fylth. And plus, I've always been a weirdo, so if you ever met me, I usually wear all this kinds of war paint and stuff when I go out to events and things like that. It's because I really get all wigged out around people. I'm not really a big people person. I like to stay at home with my cats and the missus and my like 13 friends that I have. So when I went to the art walk, there was myself and another lady who were the only people with war paint. Yeah, like the war paint, the corpse paint, I guess, if you ever listen to black metal. So, and I've just done that for my entire life. I've always been the goth kid. So I went to school, and I went to the most athletic high school possible because I moved to the north end of Edmonton. I didn't know anything about it. And my mom wanted to know what school I wanted to go to. So I said, I just want to go to the closest one, which turned out to be the athletic school. And it was all athletic Lebanese dudes. And then here's me, scrawny little white dude, super goth. And I got picked on all the time until they found out I was really good at street hockey and playing goalie. Then they're like, well, buddy, you got to come play on our team so we can kick some ass. I'm like, okay. And then so we kicked everybody's ass, and it's like, bro, you should play on the other team, and then we'll have a challenge. I was like, okay. So then I played on the other team, and then we did a shootout, and I stopped all the players twice in a row. It was really cool. What are we making? What are we making? I missed something. Taking a walk. Okay, maybe, Susie. We'll see you later, maybe. Maybe. What are we making? Someone... Now I want to make some. I know how many guitar players. I know many guitar. I can't play any musical instruments. I have a synthesizer. And I'm not very good at playing that. And I'm not musically inclined. But I've just always done that. I've always liked spooky things and vampires and ghosts and goblins. And when I was a kid, everybody else was reading books about big red dogs or magic school buses, and I was the only kid that was reading about vampires and things. Oh, yeah. No worries, Smoky Mountain. It's all good. I actually, at the art walk, I went to the, after that was done, I went to the local pub here where I go for my chicken wings all the time. And some guy was standing outside. He's like, "Whoa, bro, it's not Halloween." And I go, "Well, when you're a published author and you deal with the spooky and the weird, every day's Halloween, buddy." And he didn't really have much to say, and then he ended up mooching a smoke off of me. So it's all good. Nothing. I don't. I have no shame. Nothing bothers me. Yeah, I got picked on a lot when I was a kid, and picked on when I'm an adult, and everybody's a jerk to everybody, and I just let things slide off me like ducks don't get wet. I'm like a duck. I don't know if I'd want any superpowers. Well, if I could have any superpowers, what would I want? Telekinesis. That's a cheesy cop-out, because that's like everything all at once. Now, excuse me while I have a swig of my delicious ginger ale. You have to have... If I could use any ginger ale, I'd like Fentimans, but I gotta suffer with a Canada Dry. And it has to be in a can. I'm gonna stick it in the freezer a little bit so it gets a little bit cold. What kind of superpowers would you want, Susie? Maybe Susie. Excuse me. I sneezed once earlier today, now my nose is all runny. Terrible. Gotta give me 1 second here. I gotta blow my schnozzle. Oh, excuse me. Disgusting. Has to be Canada Dry in a can, yes. Yes, me. I am correct. You know what? Let's see here. I will get the dice. Pester the misses. All right, here we go again. A great superpower would be able to die and bring others with you, then come back to life in the world to prove everyone they're full of caca. Huh. That's pretty interesting. I never thought of that before. I need my little sheet here. That'd be pretty interesting. Well, I would probably, if I had to like narrow it down to something, it depends on what type, but teleporting I think would be pretty good. Because it depends on the teleporting. Because I know, play a lot of role-playing games and junk. And I know that in some role-playing games, you have to, Palladium, for example. If you teleport, you have to know exactly where you're teleporting to. Because you have to be careful. If you teleport into a wall, that's instant death. And unfortunately, in real life, you can't just re-roll your character, as far as I know so far. So probably teleportation, or at least just flying. Flying would be nice. I think that's kind of a lazy cop-out too, because everybody would probably like to fly. I don't like flying in airplanes or anything. I'm a gigantic wussy. But Magneticus, Attracticus. I don't think people see much of my stuff. I think most of my followers are just bots anyways. I follow a lot of people and interact with a lot of people. Ooh, thanks, Lever. Oh, yeah. Here's my fancy dice that I got. See? I got a little skull there. And then these ones are multiple little skull guys with a different side for each one. Let's see if we can roll 2 6s in a row here, shall we? Well, we rolled a 6 total, but anyways. Yeah, you know, cheap stuff that I need because you can never have enough math rocks. All right. It's getting pretty bright outside, so actually, you know what I can do? I can go like this. I have a little option that I can lower the brightness a bit so you can kind of see more. There we go. Look at that. Technology. Nice. Anyways, as I was saying, I follow a whole bunch of people about UFOs and RPGs and comics and junk. And Nobody ever seems to interact with my stuff. I'm not sure how the algorithm works, but I just like sharing my artwork. If they don't want to, if nobody else wants to interact with me, that's fine. I can interact with them. There's a couple authors that are really cool that I get to follow on there. It's just neat to see other artists and writers and how people do things. There's a lady, her name is Elvin Made In. Like, it's a play on the word maiden and also an inn. And she does a book or a magazine thing. And ooh, thanks, kitty Caddywhack. I'll make sure the cats get some snacks. Well, me, just keep it like that. That'll wig everybody out. So, oh, well, I hope they like my book there, Magneticus. But she's doing a book, and then she wanted to know if people wanted to advertise in it. So I asked if it had to strictly be role playing game stuff, and she said no, it doesn't have to be. So as long as it's legal, so I own my own stuff. Oh yes, Harpsiboard. She's awesome. She makes the greatest Final Fantasy memes ever. Yeah, she's pretty good. I found her because she did a thing for Final Fantasy IX, and the overworld music for Final Fantasy IX is one of my favorite pieces of music. It just reminds me of a certain time in my life, and every time I hear it, it's weird. I just kind of I can teleport my mind back to that exact moment in my life when that music really just hit me, and it's really nice. And so I heard that one day, and I really enjoy traditional um, instruments is the word I'm looking for. I like the violin as well. I really enjoy that sound. Niccolo Paganini is probably I probably butchered his name, but Niccolo Paganini is my favorite violinist. They said that he sold his soul to the devil to be able to play so good. Not unlike the song, because he was around longer than that, but he toured around Italy and taught a lot of great artists back in the day. Yeah. Harps are interesting and guitars are interesting as well. And like I said, I have no musical talent. I have huge respect for anyone that can play music. I'm not dexterous enough with my fingers. I have no coordination unless I'm having like a sword fight or something. That's about it. Other than that, I not very good at figuring out stuff. Let's roll again and see what we get. Oh, a 4. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So, all right. Now we're gonna get on to Sasquatch here. I hope I didn't miss anybody else's questions. Let me scroll up here. We'll have a quick look. Threads. Oh, maybe Susie, if you ever make dice with skull art, I will buy a set. I'll need at least 3 so I can play groups with them. Because groups is great. That's excuse me, the generic universal role playing system. It's basically anything. You can play anything. It's a point buy system. So, hello, Mary Kay. It's a point buy system, so you can pretty much do anything really with it. I think you could even make a head in a jar if you wanted. Interesting. I've only ever played a few times with some friends with that, and I just play. I'm kind of a dork, and I'll play it by myself. I'll play RPGs by myself just to have a story written down for things. But anyways, nobody cares about that. They're here to see your cartoons filthy, not listen to you ramble about role playing games. All right. So this is this on the television screen here. There's a TV show called Starborn Secrets, and it's kind of like an X-Files sort of television show. And it's about 2 detectives. I haven't really nailed their names down. I think I'm gonna name one of them Elena in honor of Elena Fossi of Kirlian Camera, which is my favorite Italian band in the entire world. And they actually have some of my artwork. I mailed them a picture of an alien standing with a golden triangle above them, and I mailed it to them, and they got it. And the lady emailed me or messaged me and was like, "Hey, we're going to put this above in our studio above where all of our other things that inspire us are." And so I took that idea Anytime someone gives me art or I buy art from someone or anything like that, I have it all around. I have this nice Susie B gave me this. Apparently, this is some kind of character in Native history of some sort. I'm not really sure. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a rock. It's all painted up and everything, and I keep it right by my computer. So whenever I'm doing my art, I look up and I see that, and I also have this thing. Pixie Laura made this for me. This is probably one of my most favorite things. I don't have the heart to put it on anything. It's a little UFO with a pizza. Like two of my favorite things. So I have that right above my art table here too as well. And Mark Sanchez gave me a whole bunch of his little stickers, but I didn't want to stick them on anything because I wanted to put them above my art so I can always remember my friends that give me art. Because it's always nice to remember people that were kind to you to begin with in the first place. So it's the least I can do. So we're on to coloring Sasquatch. No pineapple on pizza. Send that drawing back right now, Bothwell. I'm refunding you your money. I like pineapple on pizza. You know what? Here's my opinion on it. If people can willingly lick buttholes, then pineapple is perfectly fine to go on pizza. That's that. There's no argument after that. So, but pineapple, feta cheese, and jalapeno, Police. That it's a little burny, it's a little spicy, it's a little salty. As if I need more salt. I'm the saltiest guy in the world. I'm salty and I'm a sore loser and I'm a sore winner. That's why I don't do anything competitive. It's just the way I am. That's why if I just compete with myself, who am I going to complain to? Nobody. Alrighty. Look at Sasquatch. He's such a good guy. Lick. Yeah, if people can do that, Sir Bothwell, then pineapple goes on pizza. Because those people, they're not worried about flavor. I can tell you that much. Like a macho man, 1,000,000% chance. Feta cheese is my favorite cheese. Ooh. Feta. Ham, bacon, green olives. Ooh, that sounds good. Hello, bugs. Yeah, great. Now I need a pizza with some feta. Feta cheese is my favorite cheese, and then probably I would say my second favorite cheese would probably have to be Gouda, and then Swiss is my third. It's my third favorite because third is sometimes better than the first, but Swiss cheese is really tasty. I found out that good Swiss cheese isn't supposed to have a lot of holes in it. I don't know whether that's just hogwash or what, but that's just something I read. So have I looked into it? Not very much. So that's just something I read. I don't know if it's true. I'm not a cheesemaker. I would probably try Kazu Marzu at least once, just to say I did it. That's the Italian maggot cheese. It's like, hey, we're the Italians. We invented like everything and maggot cheese. Yeah, good job. Good job, some of my ancestors. Maggot cheese, bunch of weirdos. We can build a great aqueduct, form the best armies of the ancient world, and we make a really disgusting cheese. Right on. Sounds about right. Ooh, yeah. You know what? Blue cheese. I've only ever had one blue cheese that was really good, and that was when I lived in Vancouver. And my cousin worked at a restaurant, and he used to make these hot wings. We called it the John Wilkes Booth hot sauce hot wings because it was the flavor would sneak up behind you and blow your brains out. It would take a few minutes before it actually kicked you, and then when it hit you, it was like, whew, rest in peace, my brains. So, but he used to get this blue cheese from somewhere. They normally did their usual stuff from. Sorry about the sun there, everybody, but we don't got much sun left for us here in Canada for its winter time, so you'll just have to suck it up. Tough titties. Actually, I could probably just close the curtain here. 1 second. Let the flag down. Of course, now I'm ruining everything. There we go. Done. Oh, alrighty. Getting a little slimy in here right now. That's all right. Like I said, there's not much time left for summer in Canada, so we'll take what we can get. But anyways, as I was saying, he got the blue cheese from some cheesery. I'm not sure what the word for a cheese place is, but he used to get it from there, and it was actually really chunky. It was tasty. And it took the burn of the John Wilkes Booth hot sauce away a little bit, which was nice. And you know what? Looks like Goblin is not having a very good day. I'm thinking that Mothman whooped him on the score. Ooh. Well, you know what, Sir Bothwell? You're getting the job. And then if you ever need a sick day, just call me and I'll call there and I'll call you in sick. I'll be like, hi, this is Sir Bothwell's attorney. He's not going to make it in today. He was nicked by a bus on the way to work, but he'll be in tomorrow. Oh. Yes. I've actually done that for a friend. It's called into his, this is when we were like 17. I called into work and asked for the boss, and I think he was working at Denny's at the time, and I called in. I'm like, yeah, James isn't going to make it to work today. He got nicked by a bus, so he won't be in. And they just hung up before anything else could have a chance to say anything or question what happened. And they just showed up at work the next day, and nobody even questioned it. But I guess when you work at Denny's, they probably really don't care too much. Yes. If anybody ever needs someone to call in sick or anything, just get in touch with me. I'll do that. I have an international phone plan because I have to call people because of doing the booking and everything. So sometimes I got to call different places in the world. So I'll just call in and be like, yeah, maybe Susie's not going to make it into work today. She's been abducted by aliens, and we're just trying to get the implant out of her leg. Click. So, all right. Get this speech balloon all colored in here. Sasquatch is speech balloon. It's got his yellow and green action going on. Yeah, we got Denny's out west. I don't know. I'm not really a big Denny's guy. I don't really like breakfast stuff. That's funny because the pub across the street from my house, that's what they're famous for. Look at that. Roll to 6. They're famous for their all-day breakfast thing. And I'm just not an overall breakfast guy to begin with. Like Dave's like, I wouldn't eat breakfast for dinner, and I wouldn't even eat breakfast to begin with. So, but Dave also likes the Nanaimo bars. But we used to have Red Robins out here too, Sir Bothwell. Except they all moved to Saskatchewan. Same with Robin's Donuts. I used to like Robin's Donuts when I was younger. We used to go skateboarding over on 91st Avenue, 178th Street, and there was a Robin's Donuts there. And there's a old Russian lady and her husband that worked there, and we'd always go there and then buy one donut at the end of the night, and we'd be like, "You boys want the rest of donut?" I'm like, "Yep." I'm like, "You eat the donuts so we don't have to throw out." Okay. So then we take the donuts, and yeah, never heard of that. Robin's Donuts or Red Robin? Red Robin's had like burgers and stuff. I worked there for a while, and their secret buzz sauce. Look at it, ruin this for everybody. The buzz sauce was just Frank's Red Hot with melted butter. Oh, this is terrible. That's it. I'm moving to Saskatchewan. I have all the Saskatoon berry pie I can handle. To fight Sasquatch off for my Saskatoon berry pie. Right, I have to get my detail brushy boys out. Poor Goblin. High score got crushed. In his dreams, he thought he was good. Speaking of high scores, I had an incident with high scores one time when there's a Red Robin. Yeah, it's sad. I used to do dishwashing at Red Robin, dishwashing and prep work at Red Robin. It was good. I got to know everybody by between like their neck and the top of their pants because there was a rack on the top, and then I couldn't see anybody. I just knew everybody basically by their torso. But anyways, I used to go to frequent co-op by my house, and there's a arcade machine there. And in here, and I noticed that on the 1942 game, somebody had absolutely crushed the high score, and I was like, "This is You think you are, Spanky, and your high score? And I was like, this guy doesn't even know what's coming to him. So I smashed that high score, and after I got to like the 6th or 7th level or something on it. Anyways, it was me. Surprise! It was me with the high score. I was fighting with myself again. Bathroom break. Yeah, 2 a.m. after the bar. Yeah, I used to go to the Liquid Lounge or the New City suburbs by my house. It was where's that big boy? There it is. It was one of the last gothy industrial clubs in Edmonton. Man, pens are all stuck, and they're real. They weren't very nice when I first started going there because I didn't know all the people and it wasn't very clicky with everybody. So they were kind of jerks to me, but jokes on them. I used to shut their plumbing off before I left. Yeah. Normally I'm a nice guy, but you know, you have to be a jerk to me for no reason. And it always has Nine Inch Nail been to Edmonton? I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not a very big Nine Inch Nails fan, to be honest. But Skinny Puppy, however, yeah, that's one of my favorite bands in the world. And one of the original 3 members was from Edmonton. And actually, today is the anniversary of Dwayne's passing as well, which is kind of sad. He was there was something else about him. Once Dwayne passed away, Skinny Puppy just had it lost a certain piece of its sound, and yeah, I just I don't like Nine Inch Nails, Sir Bothwell. I don't like Trent Reznor's voice. Every time I hear a new Nine Inch Nails song, I'm like, maybe he's not going to sing, and it never happens. I just don't like his voice. I don't know. I don't have time. I'm old when I go to shows. I go to a show and I'm like there for 20 minutes. I'm like, I should be at home in my jammy jams right now. And then I get all pouty pants. There's not very much that actually comes to Edmonton anymore. Cannibal Corpse used to come here all the time. KMFDM used to come here all the time. We used to have a lot of European bands come here. Corpiclani and Siphorum, however you say it. Yeah. Seen plenty good bands come through Edmonton, but if I remember correctly, a kilogram. If I remember correctly, Canada imposed some sort of. This was back like in the early 2000s. I think they put if I remember correctly, I don't know if this is true, but if a band plays in Canada, they have some kind of surcharge or something they have to pay. It was really stupid. I remember Sasha of KMFDM was complaining about it. He's like, "Well, we're never going to go back there and play." I'm like, yeah. So, see, Sir Bothwell, you're kind of lucky because you live in the. Whoops, that's not the color. Yeah, it is. You live over by where all the bands go to Chicago. You could go to Chicago in like no time. And you could go to Cold Waves Festival, which is awesome. I have artwork in Chicago at Saya Glitch Studios. Yeah. Those guys are actually pretty cool. Yeah. First heavy metal show I ever went to was Cannibal Corpse at the Starlight Room here in Edmonton. And it was a really hot summer day in July. I think I still have the poster. No, I don't. Damn it, I should have kept it. But anyways, the place was just. I remember there was a review after, and the guy nailed it right. He said that it was so hot that people were sweating and just replacing the sweat with more beer. That's pretty much what happened. But I went and bonked around in the mosh pit, and I fell over. And basically, my life flashed before my eyes. Went, well, I'm pretty much going to get crushed by all these people. And this giant ogre of a man reached down and like grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt, like lifted me back up, put me up there, and shoved me back into the mosh pit. I was like, wee, bounce, 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 bounce. That was pretty good. And then I found out that metalheads are actually pretty cool people. That was the time that it happened. Because I'd been to like local shows where there wasn't really much of a mosh pit. I'd never been to like a big, huge one. I like Rob Zombie when he was in White Zombie because the music of Rob Zombie's a little. He turned into like Rudy R from Wumpscut, I think, where he just kind of repeats himself over and over, and it gets really boring listening to that. Ooh, 6 again. But I'm a really big fan of White Zombie. That's good stuff. 1 second here. I have to have a swig of my ginger ale. Blah blah blahing away. delicious, refreshing. Ooh, excuse me. Well, and I was smart. I grabbed 2 ginger ales before it came up. Should have just poured myself a double vodka. Yeah, get all loaded up at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Ever crowd surf? No. I don't trust people. I barely even like being around people to begin with. There was some guy like stick his thumb in my butthole or something. I don't know. You know, there's weirdos everywhere. Never crowd surf. Never got to go backstage. I met a couple people from bands and everything. I met the guys from Noise X. They're pretty cool. They mooched the smoke off me. All right, let's see here. What's the goblin drinking? He'll be having a whiskey, I think. He's having a Jack and Coke. That's my Vegas special, the Jack and Coke. Probably going to go to the next Spaced Out Radio thing if Dave has one next year. So, excuse me. I'll probably go to the Spaced Out thing. I knew Nirvana personally. Ooh. Well, you're going to hate me because I was never a fan of Nirvana. Would you be more comfortable with someone friendly? Yeah, it's the first day with my new mouth. Friendly Bigfoot? Probably not. That means I'd have to leave my house. I wasn't to be fair, I wasn't a fan of any of the like grunge stuff. A lot of my friends listened to that, and I just didn't get into it. Wait a minute. There. Underwear pocket. I didn't know that underwear has pockets. Underwear is an unnecessary expense to purchase. By the way, just full disclosure, I never really liked a lot of popular music, especially most of the stuff they play on the radio these days. Ugh. When I was younger, I listened to a lot of really weird, obscure bands, and now that I'm older, I still listen to really obscure bands. Like I remember people were listening to Smashing Pumpkins and junk. My friend came over one day. He's like, "You should check out this band," and it was Ministry. And then he got me into Ministry, and then Coal Chamber and Dope and Slipknot came out, and those are pretty cool. And a whole bunch of just Corn and all that stuff before it got popular. And then they started getting popular. It was really cool because I thought, hey, all the music that I like is somehow popular now. This is crazy. And then I remember one time Corn went to Toronto and they went to Much Music, if Much Music even exists anymore. And they stole a tank and they're riding down Yonge Street. And there we are with our big pants and everything and just chuckling away. And we're like, yeah, there's Corn. And yeah, it was really neat. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I listen to, even now, is like I'd have to go to Europe to probably see them. And I don't know. I could probably manage in the UK and a little bit in Germany, but I don't know how to speak any other freaky deaky languages over there. So I'd probably have to find someone to go with. And then, of course, I'd have to not sleep in my own room. And I just hate not sleeping in my own bed. That's why I'm always reluctant to go places. I just like my bed. I got my cats there and a cute lady that sleeps in there too. And my teddy bears are in there, my blanket. Combi Christ. I seen Combi Christ with Rammstein. I got to see Rammstein twice. That was really good. Once in Edmonton and once in Vancouver. And in Vancouver, they came Incubus Succubus. That is a band I haven't heard for a long time. They came down the stairs right by me and my 2 cousins and a friend of ours. It was really neat. It was actually really cool. I was so close. I've always liked Till Lindemann, and he's kind of always been an interesting guy. And yeah, it was kind of cool to be that close to him. That was the closest I ever got to being a fangirl about something. So, oh, the printing, my least favorite part. The lettering. Starborn Secrets, 10 p.m. on Mondays. It's about 2 detectives that work for the Bureau, but they go out and they investigate crimes committed by cryptids and aliens and things like that. one of the first episodes was on the first season was them investigating a mass killing spree by a chupacabra in the desert. There we go. Sometimes you just have to stick your tongue out. It makes your art. It tightens up your aim when you're drawing. That's 10 p.m. Mountain Time on Mondays. 1 hour episodes. I wish I had access to like movie studios and things like that. I could make cool TV shows. Could actually watch it. My cartoons be on TV. Then it would be cool because I'd love TV. I love listening to Rammstein. Well, to be fair, Bugs, most of their songs are about sex. Du Hast is about being, I guess I'm not really monetized or anything. And how do I say this eloquently? It's about being whipped by when how do I say this without being sounding crude? It's about being pussy whipped is what it's about. So yeah. Sorry, Dave. Had to say it. But that's what it's about. People say that means you hate, but that's not what that word means. Although Hast with 2 S's can mean hate. Yeah, German's a really interesting language. So that's pretty much all the music I listened to back like when I was younger. A lot of it was bands from Germany. So I kind of unintentionally learned a little bit of German through that. And then so but most of their songs are about sex and everything. Yeah, that's an interesting song as well. Let's get this other speech box here so I don't have to deal with the stupid speech boxes and I stop pouting about it and everything to be like, Filthy, quit whining about doing text and everything. Lettering. Could be in a pouty pants. It's such a nice day out too. I let the cat. Well, I didn't. Mrs. Fylth let the cats out. So who knows what kind of trouble they're getting into outside. Knowing the boys, they're probably just sitting on the back step, and Whiskey is probably underneath the stairs where she hides. Under the stairs or under the hosta. We get a great big huge hosta in the backyard. Thing's a monster. Takes up a good quarter of that plot of the garden there. Didn't really do anything with my garden this year. My cousin dropped me off for after dim sum. He gave me a tomato from his garden. Can't wait to eat that sucker. Just a little bit of salt and pepper on there. Oh yeah. If you're into quirky cartoons about cryptids like Bigfoots and aliens, absolutely fun 200-page collection with a 2.5 rating, light hand drawn. Yeah, I don't know. Who's my direct competition? I'm gonna have to start doing better than that guy. Oh, my book. Oh, okay. There I go again, competing with myself. I just stand in front of a mirror, be like, "Are you looking at me?" And then I realize that I'm so handsome. How do I get through the door in the morning with such a big head? Actually, I don't really have a big head, but I have a nicely shaped skull. And I know I say it all the time, and I'm just still getting some stuff for my second book. The lady that does I know I got to do better. Wall of Voodoo and Devo. Oh yeah, Devo is cool. You know who I really liked, and I actually got to see while the original members were still alive too, was Kraftwerk. I took my cousin and I went and bought red shirts for us as well because they always wear red shirts. 1 second here. I have some more of that delicious burpable ginger ale. Yep. It's just so much better when it's on a nice hot day. Should have put my fan on. But the second I take off all my clothes and put the fan on me, then Fox will show up and I'll be like, I can explain. Oh yes, the lettering. Lettering. All right. Give me a second here, everybody. I'm diving in. He's trying to console a sad goblin. Oh, hands are getting sweaty. I'm gonna put the old Crafted was pretty cool. I think there's only couple original guys left. I got to put the old slime glove on here so I'm not sweating onto my paint. This glove actually came with the light board that I got. I bought this thing. It's a light board, and you turn it on. It's so you can trace things. Because sometimes when I'm drawing stuff, my practice drawing, like my sketch, I like it so much that I just use that instead of drawing it again. Oh boy, nice steady hand. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, that tasted like shumai. Yeah, you got to get the curry squid and the sticky rice. And the secret is you take the curry squid sauce and you put it on your sticky rice. I'm not sure if that's like against the laws, and I don't know, because I know how when you go to Asian restaurants, they have all these like weird rules, like you can't cram your chopsticks into the rice and you can't do this, and I don't know. So I just try to be as courteous as possible when I go places, because after all, if I'm a guest in somebody's house, I don't want to be a jerk to them. Let's see here. We'll listen to this song. Das Grauen by Reaper, which is actually Vasily Vassy. He's of Nam Nam Bulu fame. He's got a really good voice. I guess the band Nam Nam Bulu was named after a Vietnam War magazine and a type of beer that he was drinking. Him and his buddy. Actually, for some reason, I just thought of this. I was watching a film the other night called Dark City. It's really good because I think it was because there was just a sample from it. And second here, folks. There we are. Whew, my eyeball was a little watery there. Instagram translator. Hello, Jeff Garvey. He's here to hit a home run for everybody. So says Dave. My favorite tomatoes, Linda, are Roma tomatoes. Oh yeah, that's good. Look at that. You're way fancier than me with your matzo cheese slices. Homemade honey balsamic vinegar, eh? Oof. That's a Police. I don't even know if that's an Italian word or anything. Should probably try to figure it out. My Italian ancestors just rolling around in their graves. I'm butchering their language. Actually, I really like parsley, tomato, onion. Dice it all up really good. Chop up the parsley nice and fine. Some olive oil, lemon juice, and salt and pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. Oh yeah, I think there's a word for that. Well, Magneticus Attracticus, if they promote my book, tell them to come to Edmonton and we can go for some chicken wings. I'm just more happy if people just enjoy my art. You don't have to buy my book or buy my art or buy plushies or anything. Just as long as you just enjoy it, that's all happy. It's all a bonus if anybody does any of that stuff. I just like sharing my art with people. If I can get a chuckle out of people, then even better. So I do have artwork all over the world. Not all over the world, but in a fair amount of places. Australia, South Korea, the UK. Where else is it? China now, because a lady bought some art off me at the art walk, and she lives in China, so it went back to China with her. Score. Well, Candace, just get in touch with me. I got. Let's see here. What do I have handy right now? Let's have a look. We have Lady Nightcrawler, Carl with his swimsuit, and Dogman. Sit there, Dogman. And then Old Man Fabrice with his nice old man shorts. Yes. Oh, oops, all the plushies, they all come with their original artwork, a pack of stickers. Let's get let Lady Nightcrawler hang out for the rest of the show. Might as well. Comes with a pack of stickers, original artwork, this plushie itself, and the adoption forms. Dirty, I like eavesdropping before they develop. Am I strange? Oh, the drawings before they develop. No, you're not strange. Well, maybe you are. I don't know. Are you strange? I personally like the drawings as they're developing as well, because as I'm doing them, I'm not a big fan of what it looks like, and then once it starts coming together, then I'm a really big fan of it. Oh, the plushies. Yeah, Lady Nightcrawler's the best. There's fancy skirt. Oh, it's falling all over the place, folks. But the plushies are the set plushie artwork, everything. They're $140 Canadian, so that's probably like $5 American, and I can ship anywhere in the world, so it's all good. And if you ever see any artwork that I do, all the originals are available. They're $50 Canadian for this. This is this size. Bigger ones are a little more expensive because they're annoying and shipping is just stupid. So I've done. Sir Bothwell has a large print on a thing like this. That was $200 dues he spent on that. I really appreciate that, Sir Bothwell. You're the best in the world. Hello, Bino from Oz, 1975. Yeah, I get sent out prints for super cheap too, like $10 or whatever. But all the art's always for sale. If you want to buy it, let me know. I think here, I'll type in my email address. Let me just type real slow here on my bonk my dome. Oh jeez, I got to do keyboard, so I'm not used to it. It's a little bit smaller. Yeah, if you ever want to, even if you just want to, if you want me to add you to my Christmas card list, then you can do that. Hold on, let me scroll up here. Missed a question. Jeff Garvey, you should have a section with just photos you did of Dave's guests. I don't think I've ever. I think the only person I've ever really I've done a couple photos. I did one of John Russell. I gave him that artwork, and I have drawn Grant Cameron, Nicole Sackich, and Merle. Merle, release the Merle, everybody. Never got a response on X. Oh crap! I'm gonna scan up here. Roll up. 18 people watching, eh? Cool. Best streamers on Streamboo. Remove spacebar. I don't know what that is. I'm not very well versed in technological stuff. I just like to draw cartoons. And I have to draw a sad goblin. But yeah, if you want to be part of the Christmas card list, sent me a direct message long ago. Let me go have a look. I'm terrible with looking up some of my X messages because I usually just get a lot of people yelling at me about my opinions on things. Which scrolling. Oh, look at that! 2024. Good gods. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that later. I'm sorry, Magneticus Attracticus. I'll have a look at that afterwards and I'll get back to you, I promise. I feel bad now. But if you want to be on the Christmas card list, just message me, email me, and then if you have like a post office box or something, then I always draw a cartoon of me and the cats and the missus and send that out every year to everybody that wants one. I usually throw in some like art cards or something like that. So 2024, that's just terrible. That's like 10,000 years ago. Well, I don't know if they get possessed. They're gonna be pretty bored sitting around my house. And I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to possess anything I own. I'm fairly insignificant. Sure, anything can be cursed. If it's a cursed shield, you just got to go fight 255 battles and it breaks the shield and you have a fancy paladin shield. Sometimes Magneticus, Attracticus, I see your stuff come up. I try to reply to as many people as I can, and sometimes I don't get around to it because I've got the I've got the memory of a goldfish, which doesn't really help. And the worst thing about X sometimes is you find something and you're reading it, and then it refreshes, and I can't remember what the person was. Level 5 troll bomb. Yes, it explodes and it turns into a whole bunch of glitter. This poor little goblin. He was born in Kentucky. But yeah, the worst thing about X is you're looking at something and then it refreshes and then you don't remember what the account was and you can never find that again. But you know what? Can't really complain. Could be worse. Oh, what do you think, guys? Should I make the goblin tipsy or should he just be having his first bevy? I'll just wait a second here and see what everyone thinks. It's very easy to make him tipsy. All I have to do is add some bubbles. Yeah, I shake my fist at that refresh thing. In the meantime, I'll just carry on with the rest of the drawing here. It's weird without any. Yeah, he's tipsy. Yeah, let's do it. Little bags under his eyeballs there. And since it's watercolor, you can always add a little extra in there. Look at that. Little tipsy bubbles coming up. I was actually thinking last night when I was walking home, I should do some acrylic painting again. I mentioned that previously. And I haven't done any acrylic painting for a long time. Oh, yeah, tipsy bubbles. That's going to be me next Saturday after dice rolling. I got to be the dungeon master, so I have to be all sobered up for the whole thing. Okay. Now, finish up the table here. How you doing over there, Lady Nightcrawler? Oh, I'm doing good. Oh, that's good. Okay. Oops. Look at that. I forgot the carpet. It's all right. I can whip it up real quick here. I got a nice blue carpet with little purple portal shapes in it, but it's with a camera angle here is not looking far enough down to see all the purple teleporty swirls on there. I can show you what I mean. Apparently, no, I can't. I don't have a drawing with the. Oh. Next time, Gadget. Next time. Did you guys have that cartoon in America, or possibly Australia, or wherever else you guys are in the world? Inspector Gadget. 94 in the RV today. He's just melting down there. You better get a fan for yourself there, buddy boy. Hope everybody's having a good time so far. I really appreciate everybody coming in and listening to me ramble and talk with me a little bit. And Bino and Kitty Caddywhack and the usual suspects that have been coming since the beginning. I appreciate that. And everybody else that just shows up when they can or if they feel like it for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just to come in and have a look. I appreciate you too. I really do. It's really nice. I mean, you only have so much time in the day to do things, and if you're hanging out with me, listening to me ramble and talk about cats and dice and everything, then a 4. Let's try one of these other guys, shall we? Ooh, a 2 and a 4. All right, that's enough of that. I just appreciate it. Yes, you guys rock. Every one of you. What's a white fluffy cat? That was oh geez. Mad Cat. Oh, well, good. I hope your relaxed time is nice, Linda. I'm relaxing because I just get to sit here and draw cartoons. This is stuff that I would normally be doing anyway, so I should try to draw a cartoon at least once a day. At least one thing, or I work on my... I'm doing a comic, actually. I can whip it out and show it here. It's pretty thick so far. I got the background all done and everything, but it's about it's a deal at the space bar, so it's I believe it's 18 pages. Yes, 18 pages. I'm in the coloring phase of it right now, between doing the drawings and Spaced Out Radio and my other stuff that I'm working on. And it takes a little while to slide that in there. It takes a little while to get to that point. But yeah, Dr. Claw, yeah. Next time, Gadget. Next time. Yeah, that was cool. I loved that show. It was always Penny and Brain doing all the hard work anyways. All right, now I just have to... Oh, we can't forget about Spider Boy. My little head nod to... I think it was Robert Munch. He used to always put a spider in his drawings. So just got to do a little bit of detail here, folks, and then school's out for the day. And then you can do whatever you want the rest of the night. And make sure that whatever you're doing, if you come across a cat or something, give the cat a pet for me. Give your animals a snack. Tussle the dog's hair for me. A bit of a dirty carpet. It is a pup, so can't expect it to be clean all the time. Oops. Put the old brimstone symbol in there that I've been using for a million years. Married a Penny. I've never met anybody named Penny. I've met an Agnes. Alrighty. You know what? I'm a little bit hungry today, too. I think I might get some French fries. I wonder if Jacob's going to be there. Jacob and his, could never get me my fries on time. What a guy. That's all right. I just like bugging him. He's a good guy. Play the chicken wings, the French fries, and then I'll probably draw another cartoon or something, and then I don't have any other plans for today. I think I might fire up the Super Nintendo. That's what I might do. Astro Boy. Oh, yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Phenomicon. I wish I was closer to Paracons and Comic Cons and things like that. And bring all my artwork there and slang my plushies and everything. I hope Fox finds some new Zombunnies. I get to name the new Zombunnies that come out as well. That's part of my job, working at the sideshow. Alrighty. Now we're going to sign it here. That's the important part. That way, it's worth something whenever I'm dead. Put the brushes away. It's very important as well. Let's get the old signing pen out, shall we, here, folks? What am I going to call this one? I'm not sure yet. Alrighty, put the old signature there. Fylthy.com. Actually, I have this thing too. This is part of my... It's put all my info on there, and I can't really see it. Stupid camera. Yeah, look at that. It's a little stampy boy for stamping stuff, obviously. Jeez, wow. Captain Obvious there, Klaus. Okay, it's the 23rd Augustus. Imagine being so badass you just name a month after yourself. Like No, I was born on September 23rd. I am Augustus Caesar. I'm going to name the month after me. It's going to be named after me because I'm so good. That's what he said. And then he made it happen. And now look at us. We're still using it. All right. This is going to be called. Probably not thinking of something different here, but let's just go with. I don't know. Drawing a blank here, folks. We'll just go with Sad Goblin. Now, as I said before I wanted to abandon everybody, I said I would show you the cartoon, the comic the short story rather that I was working on. So this is Nightcrawler's evening. So there's Nightcrawler. He's leaves his house. He's going walk across the city to go meet Lady Nightcrawler. Ooh. And on his way there, he goes through the schoolyard and he sees that there's two zombunnies. Excuse me. And they spray painted a UFO on the wall. And when the zombunnies leave, he goes over and investigates, and he sees that they've spray painted this great big huge UFO on the wall. It's all dripping down and all gross and everything. A black moon. Interesting. Never heard of that. Anyways, so he has to hurry up because Lady Nightcrawler is waiting for him. So he hauls his ass in his nice new trousers that he's got. And then he meets up with Lady Nightcrawler. And speaking of funny drinks to get tipsy on, you should try a rusty gauntlet. Short glass, half dark rum, half red wine. That's it. Rowdy as hells. Invented by I believe it was Bottle, Squad Mage, the Malazan army. Anyways, so he meets up with Lady Nightcrawler. She's the only person in the city that owns a castle, by the way. And she also works at the local animal shelter. She's good. Then they go to the Liquid Lounge and they dance all night. They listen to Funker Vogt and things like that. And then on the way home, Nightcrawler stops by and he sees the spray paint. And then this is the last of the drawing. You can't really see it, but basically he spray paints Nightcrawler plus Lady Nightcrawler with a heart on it. And then that's the end of the short comic, or the short story there. I came up with that idea one day when I was just walking home. So let's put that there. And then I can show you guys the drawing that I did today real quick. Get my little booster page up there. Sorry there, Lady Nightcrawler. Okay. Here we go. This is it. This is the drawing for today. Whoops. Look at that. Roll the 6. Nice. I'll probably have to I'll have to get a different picture where there's not a sunbeam and everything here. I'll just move this up a little bit so everyone can see it. So it is. You can't hold the high score forever, my friend. And, well, unfortunately, now Mothman has the high score on Ghost Hunter. So I'm going to get ready here, and then I'm going to go out and have some chicken wings. I'd like to say thanks for everyone for hanging out and watching me draw cartoons and listen to me ramble about things. Sorry there was no cats today, but next time, maybe there'll be cats. But it's supposed to be nice next weekend too, so they'll probably be outside terrorizing the neighborhood. So have a good night, everybody, and remain dauntless. Tschüss.